Alrighty. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I believe I am live. Let me go ahead and check this comment section here. Hi everybody, how are you doing? Oh, which reminds me, let me go ahead and turn my phone on mute. Yes, I am now live. And I will be talking about a couple of things today. There's been so much craziness going on in this entire Teen Mom realm with Amber Portwood, Ryan Edwards as well, Macy, Ryan's parents. We're definitely going to talk about a lot today. So I'm going to kind of give it a few minutes, say hey to everybody in the chat before we start. Hi, how are you guys doing? I'm so happy that you're here, that you all are coming to my stream. So I am prepared to talk about quite a few things today. We do have a lot of tea. First and foremost, this was kind of like a quick stream that I put together, but for a future reference, I will be posting like on my social media, like on my Instagram, my Discord, and then my community tab. I will be posting reminder links of when I'm going live because I know this was kind of like last minute. And people have not been getting the notification. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? So yes, some people haven't been getting the notifications that I am live, but I will make sure that I do go ahead and post reminder links, when I do decide to go live. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet, Stephanie. Thank you. Yes, we're so excited to go ahead and talk about so many things. I've only been live for less than 2 minutes here. So once again, a few more minutes to kind of get in the chat right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and post in my Discord that I am live. And hopefully we can get a few more people in here and then we can start this stream. I'm so excited for this stream. I'm really excited for this stream to talk about so much stuff. Hey, how are you? Okay, so we do have some more people in the chat. Yes, Discord. I do have my Discord. I will make sure I post all my social media links as well in regards to my Discord, my Instagram, and I have a Facebook for my YouTube channel, but I've been neglected lately, but I will definitely post more. Hey, how is everybody doing? Thank you so much. I love you as well. Hey, Espergy, how are you? All right, so I've been live for a little over 2 minutes now. I know you guys are eager just to jump into this tea that we have here in regards to this Teen Mom stuff. So let me go ahead and post what I have going on here. All right, so let me go ahead and what I'm going to do is, so first of all, we're going to be talking about Amber Portwood, okay? So that's the first topic I want to talk about. I want to talk about Amber Portwood and Gary and Christina because there's some weird like relationships going on there. And there's been, it's been alleged that Gary has been cheating with Amber. It's been alleged. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and hop into this information. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Roxanne. How are you? Yes, Virginia weather where I'm at is just crazy. It's like rainy, but then the sun looks like it wants to come out. So I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and get excited. Let's hop into what exactly is going on here. So Gary and Christina, they have been going through a lot lately. I don't know what in the world is happening between the two to where there's some weird alleged love triangle going on. So as you all know, Gary is the father of Leah and Amber Portwood. And Gary, they have had a crazy past from crazy violence and things like that that has been going on in their past. Now, present day, they have all moved on. You all know that Gary is married to his wife, Christina, and they have been married for some time now. And she's great with the kids. She's great with Leah and everything like that. So these past few Teen Mom episodes, I can't help but notice that there is some weird love energy between Gary and Amber Portwood. So let me go ahead and I took a few screen grabs of what the Ashley was reporting in regards to this situation. So I'm going to go ahead and read off to you all what's been going on here. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up this video. It's free. Like this video. Just Candace says it sounds like openly cheating. Yeah, I have a lot to say about this entire situation. So I don't even know. Mama Bubbles stated, I don't believe anything that Amber says. I know we all time trying to figure out what in the world is going on to. So actually reality roundup, they are reporting in regards to this entire situation. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, let me see something here. Let me see if I can actually hide that comment. All right. Now that I hit that comment, let's go ahead and see what the actually is stated situation. All right, everybody. It's a little bit to read, so bear with me. So it states here that Amber was taking to her Instagram account recently because she was going on some sort of rant. Now, everybody was confused, like, what is this going on? Like, what is this rant about? And she was calling Gary a liar, okay? She was stating that he was a liar and that he was doing a lot of inappropriate actions. And he was actually trying to, I guess, get with Amber Portwood, or allegedly he was trying to sleep with her again. So it states here that Amber stated, home wreckers, okay, you know what, Gary, if you and Christina are so happy, then why don't you tell her about the many times you had called me up and talked about sexual encounters you used to have, she said. How many times did you sit there and say, oh, you're Big Daddy? Let me go ahead and read that. This is serious, y'all. Let me go ahead and read this again. Amber went on an Instagram rant and she stated, record, okay, you know what, Gary, if you are so happy with Christina, then why don't you tell her about the many times you had called me up and talked about sexual encounters that we used to have, she said. How many times did you sit there and say, oh, you're missing Big Daddy? Okay, so that is what she was stating in regards to, you know, him trying to get with her, Gary trying to sleep with Amber again. And then also they actually went on to state here, it states here that during the rant, which was captured and posted, it states, she stated, I mean, there was even an incident where I was super, super sad. And Gary was the one that sat on the couch, grabbed me, laid down and forced me to lay down with him. He put his arm around my waist, underneath my boobs, and started rubbing on my head. Now, she also stated that the producer knew about that entire incident, and now that producer is an old producer, and that was early on. And she stated that the producer actually walked in on it and then walked out because he had allegedly left his coat. So the producer left their coat, they walked in to grab their coat, and they seen that Gary was forcing Amber allegedly to lay down with him. And he also forced his arm around Amber Portwood's waist underneath her breast and started rubbing on her head, pretty much just taking advantage of the fact that Amber was having some sort of sad moment. Okay, so you all, in regards to this situation, I don't even know what the truth is anymore. And I think that's the sad part. When it comes to a lot of this he said, she said situations, you don't really know what in the world is even the truth anymore. And honestly, everybody, I know everybody states that they can't really believe anything that Amber Portwood says or any that I understand that there's been a lot of lies, a lot of fabricated lies, a lot of fabricated stories that just weren't true. In this instant, when she stated that Gary kind of grabbed her by the waist and was trying to grab up on her underneath her breast, like, what do you guys think about this? Like, do you think that Gary actually did this? Do you think he's cheating with Amber Portwood? I mean, again, he is in love with his wife. He does love Christina. However, do you think that he has the ability to be faithful? Do you think he has the ability to be faithful at all with Amber, or excuse me, with Christina, when he goes to Amber's house quite often? And I'm going to go ahead and see. Oh, here we go right here. So here is a screen grab from the show. And this is Christina, which is Gary's wife. And she's kind of expressing like, man, I think Amber has become like a teenage daughter, because again, according to the Ashley Reality Roundup, there has been a lot going on between Amber Portwood, Christina, and Gary. So allegedly, with everything going on here, I just firmly believe that there's some sort of love triangle going on. So let me go ahead and look in the chat and see what you guys are chatting about. Someone stated that, Just Candace stated, when Christina said, I hope you don't sneak over there in the middle of the night, I'm going to guess Christina knows what's up. Exactly. So I have my glasses on so I can kind of see here, but yes, I really do personally feel like there is something going on, because if you all watched the last Teen Mom episode, Gary goes to Amber's house. So they're like an hour, it's like an hour's drive. And he goes to Amber's house every single day, 7 days a week for an hour. He drives an hour there. So he goes to her by himself. He doesn't go with Christina. He doesn't go with the other kids, Leah, nothing. Gary himself has been driving 1 hour to go cater to Amber Portwood. So what exactly is going on here? I do agree with you, just Candace. That is like some weird, trippy situations. Um, Thank you so much, S. Purgy. She sent me a super sticker. Blessings to you. Thank you so much for being a supporter of my channel. Everybody in chat, if you want to go ahead and just kindly thank S. Purgy for supporting this content, supporting my channel, supporting my brand. Thank you so much. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. You are also a loyal member. You're in my Discord and things like that. So I have a lot of people here on my platform who have been rocking with me since day one, and your kindness and support, it seriously does not go unnoticed. That's why I love giving back to my community, and I have a giveaway coming up for Valentine's Day. So thank you all so much. Thank you. Much love to you. You know that I have much love and so much love in my heart for everybody here on my channel. So back to everything that's going on. Sarah stated that if Amber doesn't work, why does she need Gary doing all of these things for her? Exactly. So I was reading on the Ashley that according to Gary and Christina, Christina states that she goes over to Amber's house and she does housekeeping for her. She does housekeeping. She'll cook, she'll clean, she'll do laundry, all for Amber. And Gary kind of pushes her to do that. Gary's like, hey, Amber needs a little bit of help over there. Is there a way you can go ahead and, head over there, cook for her, clean for her? And Amber did state that she does pay them, every so often. But Christina states right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it back up. She says right here, she said, I feel like this is a situation to where that is Amber is a teenage daughter to us. It feels like I'm just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I think that Amber has become some sort of teenage daughter. And I just don't understand, what exactly is going on here, because they're married. Christina and Gary, they are married. So with that being said, why is Christina running over to Amber's house to do this, cleaning, cooking, and things like that if they're no longer having some sort of relationship? The only relationship that should come out of this entire thing is just for the kids. So if there's something going on with Leah, if there's something going on with, Gary's kids or anything, that's when they should come together. But I do feel like it's weird, you all. I feel like it's extremely weird that Gary is, taking time out of his day, 7 days a week, to go drive 1 hour to Amber's house and to spend time with Amber by himself. And I feel like there is some sort of sexual encounters going on, just like it states here, that there's been a lot of weirdness going on with Gary, because allegedly he was trying to grab onto Amber and he was just trying to grab on underneath her breasts and like all those crazy things. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they were sleeping together. Like, I'm not saying that this is a fact, but if Gary and Amber Portwood was sleeping together again, it seriously would not even shock me, because number one, Gary comes off like the type of dude that does that. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. And Amber just doesn't care. She doesn't care. She doesn't care if she ruins their marriage. She doesn't care about that. She's a very self-serving person, which I think is natural to kind of, want things for yourself. But I don't think she has any respect for their marriage at all. She doesn't care. Christina, she seems like she's weak. She seems like she's just a weak woman. Do you all remember how Gary actually got with Christina in the first place? She's so weak-minded to the point where Gary was able to coerce her, or was able to actually get into her ear and say, hey, you need to leave your current husband. And Christina did. Do you all remember that? Christina left her current husband for Gary. She left him for Gary to be with Gary. So she doesn't really have a mind of her own here. She's definitely quick to, follow the lead or, follow what Gary has to say. So in the event that this was some sort of sick love triangle, I know there's been tons and tons of jokes from Amber Portwood stating like, hey, sister wives this and sister wives that. And do you all know that show on TLC? Who watched this show on TLC? Sister Wives. Who watched this? In the chat, let me know. There is a show on TLC. It's been running for quite some time now, for a couple years. There's one called Sister Wives. There's another one called Seeking Sister Wives. And it's basically, once again, about one husband, and he has multiple wives, and all the wives have to get along. They all bear his children. They all live together. They all have their own rooms and spaces. But once again, when it comes to catering the man, they all do that. They all do their wifely duties to the man. And I firmly believe that with a situation like this, with Amber Portwood and Christina, it just seriously would not shock me. It would not shock me at all if this was the case, or if they were actually in some sort of love triangle to where later on down, like maybe a year, 2-3 years from now, it would not shock me if Gary was actually able to do something to where Christina and Amber and everybody was living under one roof. Because remember, do you all remember the last couple of episodes of Teen Mom? Gary has even offered to have Amber live with him, not in the same house, but live close to him. And Amber said, listen, I don't want to live that close to you. I want my privacy, but he wants Amber to live closer to him. He does. So again, with all of that being said, everybody, what do you all think? Let me go ahead and read this chat, because I know you guys are chatting here in the comments and it's just crazy. Let me go ahead and see what you guys are stating. It states here, someone stated, Amber has gotten to train them well. That is a funny comment. Yes, it seems like she's, not I guess it is manipulation to a certain extent, to where she has Christina, Gary's wife, coming over to her house, cooking, cleaning, and doing all this stuff. And then Gary is like, hey, I want you to move close to me. He's driving an hour to go see her. So it seems like she seriously has Gary and Christina eating out the palm of her hands. That's what I'm seeing. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much for the support. Mama Bubble said Gary is her number one enabler. Oh, wow. That is a good comment. He has been Amber's worst enemy for a long time, and his own worst enemy, because he does enable her behavior. He does. He enables a lot of what goes on with Amber and things like that. And he allows Amber to, even with the entire Andrew Glennon situation, which is not even here nor there. That's a lot of false stuff that I've been hearing around. But with that situation being said, Gary was quick to defend Amber. Do you remember that as well? He was super quick to defend Amber Portwood when she was going through that entire court situation with Andrew Glennon. So I definitely agree with that. Let me go ahead and see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Okay, so you said that you've watched that show. You love that show, Sister Wives. So yeah, I really do feel like there is some sort of sister wife going on, or there is some sort of sick triangle. We may not have the details yet, but certainly we will definitely go ahead and find out the details. We always do. Fear No More states, once a cheater, always a cheater. They are all crusty. That is so funny. That comment is so funny. Yes, they are all dealing with some crustiness. They are all full of drama. I have no idea what is going to come of this situation at all. I really don't know. But you all know that I'm certainly going to keep my ear to the ground, because, I want to know the tea. I want to know what's going on with these people, because it's weird. Why would you drive an hour to see Amber by yourself? If it has nothing to do with the kids, nothing. Why is Gary driving to see Amber by himself 7 days a week and staying there for hours? There's something not right there. There's something that's, I don't know, everybody. It's something that's just not correct that's going on there. It's something that is just underlying that's not coming to the forefront. And again, let me go ahead and put what the Ashley said, but Amber stated that Gary was kind of grabbing up on her and stuff like that. So maybe sex did occur. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just Candace said Sister Wives is a disaster. They hate each other now. Oh, really? I have not seen the recent episodes of Sister Wives. I have not seen that, but I would definitely look more towards it. As Purgy said, what is done in the darkness will come to light. Facts. Big facts. Absolutely. Things that are done in the dark obviously will come to light. And especially if it's something that is negative, something that is wrong. If Gary is defying his marriage, it will come out that he is. But you know, the sick part about it is, personally, I don't feel like Christina will do anything. I personally feel like if Christina found out that he was sleeping with Amber Portwood, I don't think that she would even divorce him. I don't. I personally don't feel like she would divorce him. I feel like she would sit there and she would say how she feels. She will obviously be hurt. But at the end of the day, I don't think she would ever leave Gary because she comes off as a person who's just weak. You know, she's weak. She just wants to be loved. She doesn't want to separate and be alone. And then she has a family with this guy. So Gary knows how to reel women in, create a family with them to where he knows the woman's not going to leave her kids, not going to break up the family. He might even make her feel bad for even contemplating on breaking up the family. So Gary knows that he's having his cake and he's certainly eating it too. Literally, let me stop. But no, he's definitely having his cake and eating it too, everybody. And it's just sick. This entire situation that's going on between Amber, Gary, and Christina is very, very sick. And at the end of the day, there's going to be repercussions because they all have kids. They have children. So what do you think Leah will think of this? If it came to pass, I'm not saying they are sleeping together, but if this was true, how do you think Leah is going to feel that her mother and father are in some sort of love triangle, but Gary is supposed to be married to Christina, but Christina is allowing the cheating? And it's just a crazy situation. It seriously is, everybody. And it's just like, what in the world are these people thinking? Seriously. Someone stated, I feel sorry for all the kids involved. Exactly. It's crazy. It's a crazy world that they are creating for them. Absolutely. 110%. I agree. Mama Bubble stated, I don't think she would either. Exactly. I don't think Christina would divorce Gary. No way. There is no way she would leave Gary. There's absolutely no way she would even leave Gary. And Gary knows that. Gary knows that. He knows, like, hey, I can do what I want. Christina's not going to leave. She's not going to do this. He knows that. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Sheila states, I feel so bad for that child. Yeah, Leah is already starting to question a lot of things. She's questioning Amber's past, Amber's background with jail time. I did a video about that on my channel if you all didn't check it out yet. But excuse me, it states that Amber was explaining to Leah what was happening in her past with jail time and things like that. So once again, everybody, I just really don't know what's going to come out of this entire situation. I will certainly keep you guys updated in regards to that. Just Candace states, off subject, but do you guys follow the Sophie Long story? I have no idea who Sophie Long is. I will look into it. I guess that's something with the Sister Wives, correct? I will certainly look into it. It sounds interesting. Someone state, poor Leah, she's almost a teenager. She is almost a teenager, so she's going to understand a lot of what's going on. She's going to understand that. Piper Pup, how are you? Someone stated, yep, my husband will not be going to his ex's house every day by himself. Heck no, exactly. There's just something crazy about that. As a wife, I could never be okay with that, ever. Call Me Frenchie stated, Gary must have some secret weapon in order to have this power over these women. No shade, but he barely get off the sofa. These ladies should come over and do something. Gary knows how to manipulate. You know, you don't even have to be a looker. You don't have to be a person who's super handsome, super this and that. All you have to do is be able to use your words and manipulate people. And it seems like Gary can do that. He can manipulate Amber and get away with it. And he can also manipulate Christina and get away with some stuff. So it's nuts, everybody. It's crazy what's going on. And I personally just don't understand his train of thought or Amber's or Christina's. But once again, once we find out more things that goes on with them, I will certainly keep you all updated. All right, everybody. So we've talked about Amber Portwood. We've talked about Gary and Christina. We've talked about everything that has been going on between them and their alleged sister wife situation. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is divert the focus here. And I'm going to be talking about Ryan Edwards. So, man, he has been trending in the Teen Mom world. He's been trending lately for all the wrong reasons. There's never a time where he's trending and it's actually a positive thing, except for when he did check into rehab, but then he didn't even complete the entire session. He went to rehab and he checked out early because he said he felt like he didn't need it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Ryan Edwards, and we're going to talk about what's been going on with him, because recently he has been and he's getting sued. So let me go ahead and divert the focus here. Let me go ahead and pull up the article of which the Ashley was reporting. All righty. So in regards to Ryan Edwards, everybody, let me put this on the screen. All right. So it states here, Ryan Edwards may be paying for his past mistakes, both literally and figuratively. It states that The Sun broke the news on Friday that the Teen Mom OG dad is being sued for recklessly causing an August 2018 car crash. The victims, which are demanding $290,000 for their suffering. It goes on to state, Tennessee residents James and Jeanette filed a complaint against Ryan in July of 2019, claiming that Ryan negligently and recklessly rear-ended James with his 2018 Ford pickup truck. James alleges that Ryan violently struck his 1997 Nissan pickup truck while it was stopped at a red light. In court papers obtained by The Sun, James blames several things for the crash, including Ryan being distracted and Ryan's dog being present. Now, furthermore, the Ashley went on to state in regards to this situation, the collision was of such force as to cause the back of Mr. Bryn's, I believe it's Bryn or Brian. I believe it's Brian. So let me restate that sentence. The collision was of such force as to cause the back of Mr. Bryan's head to strike the rear window of his pickup and break the window. Wow, his head struck the rear window of his pickup truck and broke the window. It also goes on to state that the alleged victim goes on to accuse the father of four of driving with his dog in the passenger seat at the time of the accident. James claimed that Ryan should have known that the dog would interfere with his ability to drive. He also claims that Ryan drove while distracted, following the Nissan pickup truck too closely, failing to adjust his speed and not keeping a lookout. Wow, Ryan. Oh, his dog is super cute though. Wow, Ryan. He looks so messed up in this picture. Do y'all see that? Do you see his face? You see this picture, everybody? He looks super messed up. Like he seriously does. He looks really messed up in that picture, man. Oh my goodness. Was he probably was using again. But I'm going to go ahead and read the last tidbit of what they were stating in regards to this. According to the complaint, the driver of the Nissan claimed to have sustained bodily injuries in the crash, including vertigo, as well as physical impairment and disability, physical pain and suffering, loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life, and medical rehabilitation and medication expenses. It also goes on to state that the driver also stated that his wife suffered and will suffer a loss of companionship due to the injuries sustained. The alleged victims are asking for $260,000 in injuries, damages, and losses, and another $30,000 has been requested for the driver's wife for her loss of companionship. Oh my gosh, everybody. So let me go ahead and come back on the screen here. Wow, Ryan. Wow. This is crazy, y'all. Let me go ahead and read the chat because I know you all have a lot to say. Let me go ahead and see what you guys are stating in the chat in regards to this. It's so much going on right now. I just can't even figure out like what in the world is going on in the world. Everybody is just going crazy. It's crazy. But do you all remember when someone said lawsuit incoming? Exactly. Lawsuit is definitely incoming. There's a lot that's going on. A lot. And do you all remember this here? I'll put this on the screen. I pulled up this picture earlier. Who remembers this with Ryan? Do you all remember when he had gotten married? And right after his wedding, he was so zonked out. This dude was zonked out. He was just not coherent. And he was driving his newlywed bride down the road. And you can clearly see in his face that he is just not there. He is just either drunk or high out of his mind. He's not competent, and he was falling asleep at the wheel. So this was caught on camera, and this was aired on Teen Mom. This was aired. So good luck with him trying to get out of this lawsuit, because this is not anything that's just going to, be swept under the rug here. There's plenty of incidences where he was falling asleep at the wheel already. That shows that he's already negligent in this entire situation. So the fact that they are seeking damages of $290,000, he needs to pay. He needs to pay up. Pay them the money they are owed, or whether it's to fix their car, emotional damage, things like that. You need to pay these people, especially because Ryan has a history of driving under the influence. He does, and he needs to be responsible. He really does. Someone said, "Hey girl, wow, I finally caught a live. Hey, how are you? I'm so happy that you were able to pop into my live here. We are talking about a lot of Teen Mom Tea. Currently, we're talking about Ryan Edwards and the fact that he's being sued for $290,000 because he caused a crash and he was driving recklessly. And the people who were actually involved in the crash, they sustained injuries, like bodily injuries, emotional damage, and they're seeking $290,000. And I personally feel like Ryan is responsible and he should pay that family. He really should. Let me go ahead and see what else is going on here. Someone stated, "I cannot stand how the parents excuses everything he does." And I will get to that right after this, because his parents are enablers. His wife is too. I personally believe Mackenzie only married him just to be a part of the show. She chased Ryan. Ryan was not at his best at all. Ryan was, addicted to substances and things like that. She chased Ryan like, "Hey, I want to be your girlfriend," things like that. She hurried up and got married to him, and she took advantage of the fact that he was under the influence. She took advantage of that. She's not innocent either. She took advantage of that. She knew the man couldn't think straight. She swooped in like the vulture she is, and she got attached to the Teen Mom world, Teen Mom, being on camera, this and that, and she wanted them Teen Mom checks. That's what she wanted. And she didn't think the baggage. She didn't think about the baggage that comes along with that. She had to take care of Ryan. She even had kids with Ryan, and he's in and out of rehab, or he's like addicted to where she's basically a single mom. And she said that on the show. "I don't feel sorry for Mackenzie. You knew what you were doing when you signed up to marry somebody who was not clean. He wasn't clean, So it's just really crazy out here. It's just nuts. It's really crazy." Fear No More said, "Can you find the accident report to see if he was drug tested?" So I did put the report up here. Let me go back. Here to what the Ashley was reporting. Go ahead and put this on the screen. When I was reading the article, I didn't see anything that said if he was drug tested or not. I'm pretty sure that there was some sort of testing being had, especially if he was under the influence. However, I did not see that in this article in particular. And I think that this entire situation is still being updated as of this day. And we're still finding out small details. But 9 times out of 10, Ryan probably was not clean, everybody. That's something that I firmly believe. I don't think that Ryan was clean. I don't think that at all. But again, we don't know. We just have to go off what the court document states. But once again, in this article alone, wrong one. In this article alone, it doesn't say anything about a drug test, but it's probably something that did happen. We just don't have the details yet. So, with that entire situation with Ryan and him driving under the influence, it's sad. It's really sad. And I can't even believe that he would even risk his life or risk anyone else's life to do anything like that, like to drive under the influence. And it's crazy, like why would you risk your life and everybody else's life around you? Why would you do that? But once a person who, is under the influence or addicted to substances, they don't think clearly anyway. They don't, sadly. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about his parents as well, because I'm very disappointed in his parents. His parents has always been his biggest enabler since day one, and they never hold him accountable for anything he does. And that is just crazy to me. It's really crazy to me. Flower stated Ron should be in jail for almost killing someone with a vehicle. Exactly. He should be. He needs to go ahead and pay his dues. Just Candace said, Frenchie, she's gonna end up. Oh my gosh, I hope not. I hope that's not the truth. That is crazy. Flower said he needs to go into inpatient with Dr. Drew for at least a few months. He needs a lot more therapy. He needs rehab. So let me go ahead and hop into Jen and Larry. So I know a bunch of people, even in my Discord, I asked people like what they want me to talk about. And you all wanted me to speak about Jen and Larry. So let me go ahead and see here. Let me pull this up. So Jen and Larry. So you all know that this is Ryan's parents. Okay. This is his parents. You have Jen and Larry. Let me just give a little bit of a backstory here. Personally, I have never liked Jen or Larry. Initially, they did come off very loving, very caring. They came off like they wanted the best for Bentley. They came off like they wanted the best for Macy. They came off like they wanted the best for everybody. However, as the recent Teen Mom seasons have gone on, I can't help but notice how much of an enabler they both are. They don't hold Ryan to any sort of accountability. Ryan is, at some points he was using illegal drugs, and they blamed Macy for it. They blamed, Macy, you're putting stress on him. You're making him relapse. You're making him, go back to using illegal drugs. It's Macy. They blame Macy for everything. Macy has done nothing but try to support and be there for her son. That's what Macy has done. So I don't understand how his parents blame Macy for everything. And that's a triggering thing. I've dealt with that in my personal life with people blaming me for something that was their problem. It was always their problem, and it will probably remain their problem until they can look in the mirror and take accountability for themselves. And that's one thing that I will not tolerate in my personal life. And I hope that Macy doesn't tolerate in her personal life as well. Because one thing that I just don't like and I can't stand is someone like Ryan, someone like Ryan's parents, someone like Ryan's wife, Mackenzie, blaming Macy for the fact that Ryan chose to do illegal drugs. We have something called choices in life, right? Everybody, we have choices. So why are you blaming the mother of your child for the fact that you are using illegal drugs? That is sick. It's sick. It's sick to me. And that's something that is just awful. And Macy doesn't need to even deal with that. Call Me Frenchie said, hypocrisy at its best. Exactly. I agree with you 110%. It's hypocrisy. They're hypocrites. They're enablers. They want to blame everybody else except themselves. His parents have been enablers since day one. Always. Since day one they have. Anything that Ryan does, especially his mother. Oh, Ryan is just going through a tough time. Or, Ryan is just this. Macy does this to him. Macy does that. Excuse me? Macy does nothing but be a good mom. That's what Macy does. And she has since day one. Ryan bailed on his own son Bentley years ago. I mean, have you all watched 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom? He said he just blatantly didn't care. So that's not Macy's fault because Ryan doesn't want to be an adult and grow up as a man. It's crazy. And it states, Call Me Frenchie also said, they have the best grandson and the best ex as Macy. She could have snatched up Bentley years ago. Yeah, she could have kept Bentley away a few years ago, and she decided not to do that. She said, hey, I'm going to actually, give, Bentley and give Ryan a chance to have that relationship as father and son. And it's just unfortunate that everybody is just playing this blame game. Someone else stated, I think they want to avoid feelings of guilt, so they blame somebody else. Exactly. And that's not right to do. I understand their train of thought. That's not right though, to avoid, because like I said, this is triggering for me personally. Because I have dealt, and I am currently dealing with someone who's blaming me for situations that they created in their own personal lives. And then they come to me and they point the finger at me like I should take accountability, when it's like, hey, I am my own adult. I make sure I do what I need to do to stand on my own 2 feet. So you should be an adult and you should do the very same thing. So I definitely agree with you. They want to avoid feeling guilty. So it's easier to blame anybody else than to soak in and feel that guilt. I definitely certainly agree with this comment here. Let me go ahead. Amber A said, Ryan is a 30-year-old toddler. Yes, he is. He blames everybody else. It's always Macy's fault. It's never his fault. So let me go ahead and get into what Larry had to say, because this is very unsettling, everyone. So the last episode of Teen Mom, he said something that was extremely crazy. Flower stated it was a choice that they stated Macy and Ryan's biggest trigger. Yeah, they're definitely in denial. It was a choice that Ryan made. He chose to, do illegal drugs. Call Me Frenchie said, because it's hard for them to realize how bad the escalation got up and stand by now. It's too late, so they have to find out, or they have to find anyone to blame, but they're guilty. Exactly. So in regards to this entire situation with Jen and Larry, I didn't have time to put the article up on the screen, but I have it here in front of me. So the last episode of Teen Mom, right? This loving grandfather called Larry Edwards, he went and he told a producer how he felt about Bentley, right? So actually, let me go ahead and put Bentley on the screen so you all can see this precious young man and see the awful words that his granddad said about him. So in the last episode of Teen Mom, while talking with a producer, Larry shared a conversation that he had with Bentley. Mind you, Bentley is 12. He's not even a teenager. He's not 15, 16. He's 12. He's a preteen. So let me go ahead and restate this. It states here, while talking with a producer, Larry Edwards shared a conversation he had with Bentley in regards to his relationship with Ryan and the entire situation. So Larry stated this. I told Bentley, look, I love you more than anything in this world. First, grandson, I would do anything for you. But if you think that I'm ever going to give up on my only son, Ryan, then you're sadly mistaken. That is what he told Bentley. Once again, let me go ahead and repeat that. He stated, I told Bentley, look, I love you more than anything in this world. I would do anything for you. However, if you feel that I will ever give up on my son, Ryan, then you are sadly mistaken. And a lot of fans are outraged at this situation. He also went on to state that he wants Ryan to separate completely from Bentley, because when he goes and he gets into a situation with Bentley and Macy, Larry claims that Ryan didn't relapse this because of the entire drama with Macy. So not only did he talk about his grandson like that and say, hey, I'm going to choose Ryan over you, to a 12-year-old, to your grandson, you said, I'm going to choose Ryan over you. Not only that, but he told Ryan that he needs to give up on him, give up on Bentley, give up on his son. I'm confused here. I'm confused because, Larry, didn't you state that you would never give up on your son, Ryan, but you want Ryan to give up on his son, Bentley? Make it make sense. That makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. So you don't want to ever give up on Ryan and the things he's gone through, but you want Ryan to give up on Bentley and the things that they've been going through. How is that wise? How is that good advice? How is that anything constructive? How is that anything loving? That's not loving. That's far from loving. That may have been your true feelings. However, that's something that you can talk to your wife about or go to therapy. That's something that you talk to them about. You don't go to a 12-year-old child, and text them. He sent this in a text and said, I love you. I'll do anything for you. However, I will never give up on Ryan. In fact, I pick Ryan over you any day. And then you tell Ryan to give up on Bentley. That's sick. You all, this is crazy. This is just nuts. I can't believe this is going on. I can't believe this man did this. I can't believe he said that to his child, his grandkid. It's crazy. Let me go ahead and see what you guys are saying in the chat because I know you all have a lot to say. Lisa stated, Ryan isn't working his steps as a recovering addict, and one of the most important, being accountable. His parents needs to get help for their enabling as well. This entire family needs to go to therapy. Seriously, I'm not even joking. They need to go to therapy because they enable him all the time. They enable Ryan with his drinking, his drugs, and for Larry as a grown man to sit there and say that about a 12-year-old child, of which is his grandson, he's doing more damage than good. He's harming the situation and the relationship more than anything. And he wants Ryan to sever all ties with Bentley. And I think that's so sad. Maggie stated here, Ryan won't go to therapy for the classic reason. He is still using. Exactly. I said the same thing, everybody. There's been a lot of rumors going around that has not been confirmed yet. However, they're rumors, and people are stating that Ryan is using. He's technically never stopped using. Never really stopped using day one. He might have stopped, but it was short-lived. Fear No More said, Macy is still trying to help. Bentley wants his dad and wants therapy. The cycle needs to stop before the harm is done. Exactly. Bentley actually wanted to go to therapy, and I know that Tyler from Teen Mom shouted out Bentley and said that he was extremely happy that Bentley wanted to go to therapy with his father. Macy actually scheduled the appointment. However, the therapist stated that they wanted to just talk to Bentley one-on-one first and then transition into therapy with his dad. But from the looks of it, I don't know how far that's going to get. I really don't know. It is so sad, this entire situation. As Purdy said, give up on Bentley, who hasn't done anything wrong, but I'll choose my druggy son. Exactly. Oh my gosh, you are speaking facts here. I said the same thing. You would pick your son, right? I know every time I put the camera on, I have my glasses on, glasses off. Sorry, I'm probably confusing you all, but exactly. Give up on Bentley, who hasn't done anything wrong, but I'll choose my druggy son. That's sad. You all, I don't know what's going on with this man. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. I don't know if he just wants his airtime because it seems like he always goes to the press. Have you all noticed that? He goes to the press all the time and he leaks stories. Does he want his 15 minutes of fame? What's wrong with this man? Is he craving attention for you to say such an evil thing about your grandson? Excuse me. I'm going to drink some water here. I think this is like a crazy situation between everybody. Call me Frenchie said, at Yezaman, if I may, my ex had an issue with substances. In no way, shape, or form his parents, my son, grandparent would have given them an inch. So they would have avoided all of this pathetic behavior. So yeah, I think what you're trying to say is you were in this situation in your personal life at some point. And there is no way that you would even see this being a suitable situation, especially for the child, especially for someone who's 12 years old. And it's not cool to try to place blame on somebody else and enable their behavior. And it is pathetic. And I do agree with everything that you have to say here. Sheila stated, his parents are doing him more harm than anything. Exactly. Being an enabler, this is something that is just crazy. And it's something that should not even be tolerated. And this is toxic, everybody. This is really toxic. And I don't know what's going to come of this situation. I really don't know. And at the same time, we just need to make sure that we pray for this family and keep up with what's going on, because maybe they can come to a peaceful end. But from now on, what I'm seeing currently, I don't even see that happening anytime soon. Anytime soon. So it's just crazy, everybody, with this entire situation with Ryan, this entire situation with his dad stating that he would pick Ryan over Bentley. It's just crazy here. It's nuts out here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, everybody, is I'm going to go ahead and transition into the last topic of the day. We talked about Amber Portwood and her crazy situation with Christina and Gary and their love triangle and supposedly sister-wife situation. It's all alleged. Nothing has been confirmed. We talk about Ryan and the fact that he is blaming Macy once again for everything, and that his father even stated that he would even choose Ryan over Bentley, and he wants Ryan to give up on Bentley. And we talked about Ryan. Actually, once again, Ryan was being sued for an accident that he caused back in 2018 when he crashed into another person's car recklessly. And the person was actually stopped at a red light. They were stopped at a red light, and Ryan violently crashed into the back of somebody. And that person actually cracked their head on the window, broke the glass, and a lot of things happened from Ryan driving recklessly. And a lot of people feel like Ryan was under the influence when he did this. And Ryan Edwards is being sued for $290,000 for causing the entire crash and bodily injuries and emotional distress from that entire situation. So we talked about Ryan's parents. We talked about his lawsuit. We talked about Amber Portwood and her love triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and divert the topic, and I'm going to talk about this situation with T.I. and Tiny. I don't know if you all are familiar with this, but T.I. and Tiny, they're in the hip hop industry. If you all don't know, T.I. is a rapper. He's been a rapper for years. His wife Tiny has been alongside him. They have a show called T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle. Now, I did a video on my channel about the allegations that's been happening in regards to the sex allegations. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. So once again, I did a video on T.I. and Tiny a few days ago, and there has been a lot of allegations swarming that they actually abused people, they drugged people, they did a lot of things that were illegal. And it's coming to light here, and there's supposed to be a lot of lawsuits happening down the line. Now, I know a lot of people wanted me to update. I told you all, once I get more information, I will go ahead and update everybody to see what exactly was going on. Jessica said team tip. Yeah, there's a lot going on with T.I. and Tiny. Some people believe the allegations. Some people don't believe the allegations. I personally don't know what is happening or what is going on with T.I. and Tiny. I really don't know. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and read off the update. So since all of these allegations have came out in regards to these abuse allegations, they have their show T.I. and Tiny, Friends and Family Hustle, and production has suspended it because of all the allegations. So here, let me go ahead and click and read off what exactly is being stated in regards to their show being suspended in the meantime. All right. So it states here, according to Billboard.com, it states the VH1 reality series T.I. and Tiny, Friends and Family Hustle has been suspended. They suspended production following a range of sex abuse accusations against the rapper T.I. and his wife Tiny, Billboard can confirm. It states that the show, which offers a glimpse into the famous couple's life, had been shooting its 4th season in Atlanta. Now, since then, it states that the VH1 production actually spoke out, and it states here, we are aware of the allegations, and while they are not connected to our show, we have reached out to T.I. and Tiny, as well as the local and state officials. And the MTV Entertainment spokesperson stated to Billboard, given the serious nature of the allegations, we have decided to suspend production in order to gather more information. Once again, an MTV Entertainment spokesperson said in a statement to Billboard, given the serious nature of the allegations, we have decided to suspend production in order to gather more information. So there you have it, everybody. T.I. and Tiny, their show has been suspended amid all of the allegations that is going on with the abuse and things like that. And personally, I'm just like, it's just a crazy situation. Nothing has been confirmed. Once again, I'm going to kind of read off to you all how all of this basically started. So there is a lady by the name of Sabrina Peterson, and that person is an alleged friend of Tiny, or an old friend of Tiny. Now, she stated just randomly, she stated that T.I. put a gun to her head in front of her children. And she said she actually never filed a complaint to the police or anything when T.I. had did that. So she stated that T.I. was threatening to end her life, but for years he actually painted her as a villain. So this all broke out like a few weeks ago in January. And now this woman also, this Sabrina Peterson woman, she also stated that she was innocent in this entire ordeal, and she wanted to just let everybody know what T.I. had did to her, and the fact that he had put a gun to her head, threatened her life, and T.I. and Tiny force-fed them drugs and then proceeded to have illegal sex with a bunch of people that they would solicit. Okay, so this is crazy. This is serious. This is really, really serious. So a spokesperson did speak out for T.I. and Tiny and refuted all of the accusations in a statement to Billboard. And it states here, Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on record, and more importantly, want the public to know they empathetically deny in the strongest way possible that they have all these allegations being made against them by Sabrina Peterson, and it's not true. It's extremely false. It also goes on to state that the Harrises have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. They are taking this matter seriously, and if these allegations don't end, they will take appropriate legal action. Wow, this is really crazy, everybody. Once again, it states that this woman has been having a lot to do with this entire situation, and they firmly believe this woman, Sabrina Peterson, is just out to get them. They're stating that all of these allegations are false. None of it is true. None of it holds up in court. None of it is true, everybody. That is what they are stating. So this entire T.I. and Tiny situation, I mean, what do you all think about this, man? I really think that it's a lot going on here. I really feel like personally, I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about this situation. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, especially from T.I. and Tiny. Like I've never seen them in that way. Not to say they aren't, but there's a lot that goes on in Hollywood that we just don't know about. There's a lot that goes on in Hollywood, a lot of secrets, a lot of dark things that happen, a lot of things that we may get wind of, but it's never confirmed. So the fact that this lady just suddenly came out with all of this stuff, I mean, that there's going to be a lot of lawsuits being had because other women are starting to come out, which I will again do another update. However, there is just a lot going on with this entire T.I. and Tiny situation, so much so that their show has been suspended from VH1 currently. So I feel like if they were that innocent and stuff like that, their show shouldn't be suspended because that's wrong. If I'm innocent, why are you suspending my show? Why can't you air my show? So let me go ahead and look in the chat and see what you guys are stating. Maggie said, so T.I. and Tiny are alleged freaks. I guess so. I guess they like it some sort of way. I guess they, you enjoy, and that's not wrong. If you do things in the bedroom as a couple, okay, cool. But this Sabrina Peterson woman is stating that, no, it's not just that. They're doing things that are illegal. They're lacing people's drinks, spiking their drinks, giving them illegal things so they can then have their way with them in the bed. This is crazy. This is serious allegations. This can ruin their entire brand if this is true. Love This Song said, doesn't sound good. I definitely agree here. This doesn't sound like a good situation at all. This is extremely damaging. Someone else stated here that they're all freaks. Yes, I think there's a lot of freaky stuff that's going on. Flower said a lot of smoke around that fire. Exactly. And I think we will eventually find out the truth here. We will eventually find out the truth with this entire T.I. and Tiny situation. Maria stated Sabrina Peterson is a liar. T.I. and Tiny are not that stupid. Exactly. So we have a lot of people who are team T.I. We have a lot of people who are team Sabrina, especially because there were other women who came out and they have receipts saying when they met T.I., when they met Tiny, what happened, what occurred, what date it was. They have police reports. Other women have police reports and things like that. So, man, with this situation, it's hard to say. It's just hard to say here. So once again, everybody, it's just a crazy situation. Jessica said the show got canceled over allegations. So by all technicalities, the show is not canceled, but they suspended the show from airing. So currently you won't see T.I. and Tiny, the Family Hustle, like airing at all on VH1 as of right now, because there's been a lot going on. So again, this is nuts, everybody. I just really don't understand, what's going on with T.I. and Tiny. I will update you all. Once again, in regards to Amber Portwood and Gary and Christina, I have no idea what is going on with them. I will update you all once I get more information in regards to their love triangle. Ryan, please go ahead and stay clean, get into rehab. His entire family needs therapy because they seem extremely toxic. And Ryan needs to go ahead and pay that $290,000 towards the victim that he created that entire reckless crash with. And Ryan just needs a lot of help in general, especially with his father stating that he doesn't want anything to do with his grandson, basically. And T.I. and Tiny, they need to just go ahead and lawyer up. They need to make sure they have a team standing behind them so they can go ahead and get things squared away, because once again, these allegations are extremely serious and it can ruin a brand. It can ruin a family dynamic. And people can just, we've seen it time and time again in Hollywood when allegations are being had and their entire brand is ruined. Even when they go to court and prove their innocence, their brand can still be damaged to a certain extent, because why was that even the case, So it's just crazy out here. People need to pray. People need to stay out of each other's way, because a lot of people may have money motives. I thought it was weird that people are all of a sudden speaking out about this sex abuse from T.I. and Tiny during a pandemic when people already don't have money. So maybe it's a money grab. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, everybody. I'm so happy that you all were able to join me in this stream. I had such a good time. It's already been over an hour. I talked about various topics, and I do want to have you all call in. I tested this software to see if it worked, to have you all call in, and it does work. I'm short for time today, but the next live stream I do, I will make sure I put that link in the chat. So whoever wants to call in and talk to me, talk to the followers here on YouTube, you all will be able to do that. And I'm really excited to have that implemented here on my channel. And that wraps up the stream. I'm just going to look in the chat, see what you guys are saying last minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and head about my day. Right here, it states that same thing happened with Marilyn Manson. Oh, yeah, we had a lot to go. We had a lot of things that went on with Marilyn Manson. Mouse, yeah, that's what you stated. And Fear No More stated, I'm a new sub. Thank you for talking about my comments. You have a blessed weekend. You too. Everybody have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your weekend. I will certainly upload more on my channel. Stay tuned for a lot more tea that I will be spilling in regards to all of this situation and drama. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you all next time. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. See you.